Welcome. We are looking at calculating distance along longitudes and latitudes in nautical miles. So we have an example on the board. Let's look at the example on the board. Okay. First of all, we shall start by calculating the difference in latitudes between W and Y. Difference in the latitudes between W and Y. W and Y. So these are the places on the Earth's surface. We have to get the difference in latitudes. So as we can see, they are on the same longitude. Longitude 15 degrees west for W and 15 degrees west for Y. So there's no difference on the longitudes. The only difference is on the latitude. You can see W 30 degrees north, Y 30 degrees south. So the way we do it, we follow these rules. If the two places are on different hemispheres, for example, we have north, south, or vice versa, south, north. What we do, we add to get the difference. We add to get the difference. Now, suppose they are on the same hemisphere, for example, south, south, or north, north. To get the difference, we subtract. We subtract to get the difference. Okay, now, our case, these two places, W and Y, they are on different hemispheres. You can see W is in the North Pole, Y is in the South Pole. We have North and South. So in this case, according to the rules that we follow, we are supposed to add. So the difference in the latitudes between W and the Y will be given by 30 degrees plus another 30 degrees, which will give us 60 degrees. So basically, this is the difference in latitudes between W and Y. So this is the solution for 1 Roman numeral 1. So that is the difference in latitudes between those 2 points. Okay. Okay, let's now look at the real meat that we are here for now. We have to get to calculate the distance in nautical miles between X and Z. We have to get the distance between X and Z in nautical miles. Now, when we are getting, or whenever we are getting the distance in nautical miles, there are some rules again that we are supposed to follow. If we are getting the distances in nautical miles, for example, if we are getting the distance along longitudes in nautical miles, we are getting the distance along longitudes in nautical miles. What we do is to just get the difference in latitudes, which we call theta, then multiply by 60 nautical miles. That's what we do. Whenever we are getting the distance in nautical miles for two places which are along the same longitude in nautical miles, we get the difference in latitudes, which we call theta, then simply multiply by 60 nautical miles. The reason why we multiply by 60 nautical miles is that an angle of 1 degree at the center of the Earth subtends a distance of 60 nautical miles on the surface of the Earth. That's a simple reason why we multiply by 60 nautical miles. An angle of 1 degree at the center of the Earth subtends a distance of 60 nautical miles on the surface of the Earth. That's simply why we multiply by 60. calculating the distance between x and z. You can see x and z are along longitude 105 degrees east. So we just need to get the difference in latitude, because we are getting the distance along longitude, so theta will be the difference in longitude. It's like we do the opposite. Along longitudes, difference in latitudes. Okay? So our theta will be, you can say x and z, the difference in latitude, this is 30 degrees north, this is 30 degrees south. So the difference is we are going to add here so that we get 60. So our theta will be 60 times 60 nautical miles, which basically will give us 3,600 nautical miles as the distance between x and z, 3,600 nautical miles. So basically, that is the distance between x on our diagram here and z in nautical miles. So whenever we are getting the distance along longitudes in nautical miles, we simply calculate the distance or the difference in the latitudes, then multiply by 60 nautical miles. As simple as that. Okay, let's look at the other one now. So this is A, 2A. Now let's look at 2B, where we are told to find the distance between y and z along latitude, that one, along latitude 30 degrees south. So we are supposed to get the distance between y and z along 30 degrees south. So again, here we have a rule which says that if we are getting distance along latitude, all we do is we get the difference in longitude. This time we get the difference in longitudes. It is like you swap. When you are getting it the distance between two places which are along the same latitude, the difference that you get is in longitudes. You do the opposite. Distance along latitudes, you get the difference in longitudes, which will act as your theta degrees. Okay? Then you multiply by 60 nautical miles, because actually we are getting the distance in nautical miles. Then, this time around, because each and every latitude has its own radius, so here we are supposed to say cos the name of the latitude. We are supposed to say cos the name of the latitude. Let it be equal to, let us call it cos x degrees. Okay, let's call it cos x degrees. Okay, so in our case, we are getting the distance between y and z along latitude 30 degrees south. So all we need to do is to get the difference in longitudes. The difference in longitudes. So y is on 15 degrees west, z is 105 east. So you can see again here there's a rule where if they are on different sides of the Greenwich, for example, this one is east, this one is west, then we are supposed to add to get the difference. So we have 15 degrees plus 105 degrees, which simply now gives us a 120 degrees. So this 120 degrees will represent our theta here. So where we have theta, we are going to put 120 degrees, then multiply by 60 nautical miles. Then multiply by cos, the name of the latitude where the two places are, which is 30 degrees south. Now we shall just get the 30 degrees. So basically basically, this is where we are going to get our distance between y and z. So when we say 120 by 60 by cos 30, our answer will be 62. Our answer will be 62, 35.38290.7 miles. So basically this is 60,235.38290.7 Now expressing our answer to two decimal places, we have 62, 35.38 nautical miles to two decimal places. Okay, so this is our final answer on this one. So basically, this is what you do whenever you're getting your distance in nautical miles along latitudes. You find the difference in longitude, multiply by 60, then you multiply by cos that latitude where the two places are. That's what you do basically. Along latitude, you say difference in longitudes times 60 times cos the name of that latitude. Along longitudes, you say difference in latitudes by 60 nautical miles. Basically, that's what you do to get the distance in nautical miles along longitudes and along latitudes. Thank you very much for your attention.